Hi everybody! So I wanted to share this really fun activity that I do every week with my kids to help them with vocabulary words. So we all know how important vocabulary is, especially when it comes to like our ESL kids. And so I'm an ESL teacher, and the majority of my kids are ESL kids. And so like right now I have 11 ESL kids in my class, and they really relate to pictures, and vocabulary is something that they really struggle with. So this is something simple I do every week. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and the kids love it. Okay, so let me flip the camera around and show you. Okay, so every week I put my kids into groups and I assign them a vocabulary word. So this is something I do like after we've already introduced the words and they have kind of like a general grasp of the meaning. Okay, so I put them into groups and I assign them a vocabulary word, and they have to come up with an illustration that matches their vocabulary word. And so then the groups, they're spread out around the classroom, and so they can't see each other while they're working. And so I tell them like, hey, don't tell anybody, like don't tell another group what your word is. And then I give them, I guess it took them like 5 to 7 minutes to create their illustrations. And then each group took a turn standing up, and they had to show their picture, and they could explain the picture, but they couldn't say what word it is. And then the other groups try to guess what their word is. And so I'm going to kind of show you some of these. And so this one right here, they drew a hand, and it is trying to grab a can of Sprite off the table. And so this vocabulary word was reach. So this arm is reaching for the soda can on the table. So I thought this one was really clever. And let's see, this one was actually my favorite because they tied it into what we're learning with math. So the vocabulary word was equal, and so they drew a slice of pizza, and they drew equal halves. And so they not only related it to something that they knew, they tied it into what we were learning with math. So I really liked this one. So this one was equal. Okay, this one I thought was super clever. They drew a stoplight, and then they drew an arrow pointing to the red, and this was for prevent, because a red light stops and prevents a car from going. Okay, let's see. This one, they drew a yellow light and then a black light for off, and it was to represent flash. And so then whenever they explained their picture, they just said that it was lights turning on and off. And so I thought that one was pretty clever for the lights flashing to represent that. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to remember what this one was. Hang on, give me a minute. I gotta remember. Okay, this one was damage. So this was a house, and they drew a tornado, and it was being damaged by the storm. Why can't I remember what this word is? Now I'm looking over at our wall. Oh, beware. Sorry, I had a total brain fart. Okay, so this one was beware, and so they drew a no dogs allowed sign because they wanted to write beware of dogs, and I said that no, we can't do that because they're not allowed to write their vocabulary word on any of the pictures. So there's that one. And then our last vocabulary word that they had was pounding, and so they drew a boy and a girl, and they are hitting their hands on the table to represent pounding also means hit. And so then what I will do is I'll hang all of these up. I'll just kind of post them around the room, and then throughout the week we'll just kind of like refer to them like, hey, what does our stoplight mean? What does the pizza mean? What does the no dogs allowed sign mean? And then sometimes if I have time, I'll extend it a little bit, and then I'll also have them create a motion to go along with their picture. So then not only do they have to create a picture to match their word, but they have to create a motion as well. So like we kind of did this a little bit today, and I'm going to try to do this, but it's kind of hard because I'm holding my phone. But like for equals, so they took like their hands, and they made like an equal sign with their hand. For pounding, they talked about how they could stomp their feet really hard, or how they could hit their hands on their desk. And so then whenever we do end up creating our motions, like as we're lining up or during transitions, I'll say, hey, show me the motion for equal. Show me the motion that they created for prevent. And so it's just kind of a fun way that we can refer back to our vocabulary words all week long. And this is a really good way, like especially for my ESL kids, to really kind of grasp and understand the concept of our weekly vocabulary words for our story. So I just wanted to share. I hope that this is something you can use in your classroom. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye, guys.